Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about a great investment opportunity with Sasha Cucuz. So what you're essentially doing, or Greybrook, is you're filling a void where you are helping those builders be involved in other projects so their money can actually go to other projects so we can fill that need.
Exactly.
Okay, to allow for more housing that we require for the immigrants that are coming into the neighborhoods. And therefore, you're filling that void. So otherwise, they would have that money tied up in project to project.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're bringing up a very good point. Apple's one of the biggest companies in the world, yet Apple has several hundred or several thousand partners.
That's right.
What we provide our developers is the ability, as you said, to spread out their capital and do more. Right? It makes them more efficient with their own capital because over the years, if you think about 10 years ago, the land values have increased in value, construction costs have increased in size. Developments become very expensive. Right. So a developer that had $100 million, let's say, back then was able to do 5 or 7 projects at a time. Well, today that $100 million only allows you to do 1 or 2 projects at a time.
They need help.
They need help.
So they want to continue with the same ability to be able to provide housing to people. And yet, because of the cost, which is, we all understand, it's just not as economically viable.
Absolutely.
And thereby, Greybrook steps in. Let's talk about the importance then, because it's not just any developer. It's not just any builder. I mean, you are vetting this out because these are people that you're making sure get great returns on their money. How does that work?
That's right. So part of our process is it starts actually with the developer. We do a considerable amount of work in evaluating our developer partners. We're fortunate to have 10 or 11 of the top developers in Toronto as our partners. And we have a little saying internally where it's almost a bit of a joke around the office where if the developer needs our money, then we're not giving them our money.
Interesting.
We have
to. So you're searching them out.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we have to make sure that these developers are all very well-heeled financially. They all have very strong balance sheet, and they're very strong financially. And at the same time, when we look at their history and their past projects, we have to make sure that they've all performed. Right. And if you look at our developer partners, several of them have been around for sometimes 20, 30, or 40 years.
Incredible track records.
Incredible track records, tens of thousands of units developed, and all of them done profitably, all of them done, within the budget parameters that have been set out. So that's a very important part of our due diligence is the actual partner.
Brilliant.
The most important.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's, again, everybody's reputation. And
exactly.
You are now, as you said, it's all about that return, making sure that you get the best return. So before we go there, because I know that's everybody goes, come on, that's just impossible. We're going to get there in a second, everybody. Hang in there. But let's talk about the fact that there is a regulation aspect to this with the Ontario Securities Commission. So please realize that this is something that you are abiding by all the rules and regulations. And there's also an RRSP eligibility, which I know people love. So can you touch upon that a little bit too?
Yeah. So with regard to the OSCP, so we're regulated and registered with every securities commission across Canada. It's something we take very seriously. So, we're very thorough in our disclosure. Every project, there's a significant amount, almost a prospectus-like document we call an offering memorandum, which sets out all of the facts and sort of risk factors and things that people need to be aware of. So that's one part of it. The second question is regard to the RSP eligibility. So it's something that we first did back in 2007, and we were, going along our merry way, developing, helping our developer partners and funding them. And then some of our investors at the time started saying, it'd be great to use my registered funds because today, it's sitting in an RSP account and I don't feel like I'm getting the type of returns that I'm looking for. And in fact, I'd love to invest in real estate. And today, the only thing I can do is buy a REIT.
Right.
So, we looked into it back then and we came up with a structure that we've since used subsequently. And we figured out a way to make this type of investing eligible for registered plans. So it's not only RRSPs, people can use their TFSAs, they can use RESPs. Basically, any form of registered plan can be used in this type of investing with us.
Sasha, love options, and I particularly love options because you know what? I'm a big believer you shouldn't have all your eggs in one basket. So when you're offering, variety, it's beneficial to everybody. So let's talk about those numbers.
Sure.
Can you give examples? What is the range that people can expect when they take this incredible opportunity? And then we'll talk about, are there risks?
The return profile, and my favorite part of the discussion is actually about risk because our mandate internally is, we always say that we're not out there chasing returns. The return should just be a byproduct of a well underwritten process.
It's organic.
It's organic. At the end of the day, if you've done your job correctly and you've acquired the property well, and there's several different characteristics we look at. If you have the right partner and if you have the right structure, then all else being equal and the economy being, stable and all of the things that need to be there, you can expect to get that return. It should be a byproduct of a well underwritten project. So historically, our return profile has sort of on the low end produced about a 21% per year.
I love when you
net.
say that. On the low end, 21%.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
what about the high end?
On the high end, we've had a project or two that's been over 40%.
Stay tuned, everybody. More with Sasha when we return.
I'm a pretty conservative guy,
right.
As you know. That's
although
not the
wearing
norm,
the pink tie.
I don't dress conservatively.
You're rocking the pink tie.